petition 2012-62 Coulee Frac Sand LLC.
On properties located in the southwest one quarter, southwest one quarter, and the southeast one quarter, southwest one quarter, section 14, the northeast one quarter, northwest one quarter, and the southeast one quarter, northwest one quarter, section 23, lying north and northeast of the road, all in Township 20 North, Range 6 West, Town of Franklin, Jackson County, Wisconsin. The request is to change approximately 130 acres of the official zone map from the A2 Forestry and Limited Agricultural District to the M2 Industrial Extractive District for a non-metallic mining. The zoning committee had a denial, a 3-2 vote. The town also took a position of no objections.
I'll move to deny.
Okay, we have a motion by Supervisor Crest to deny.
I'll second.
Second by Supervisor Stoker to deny. All right, now we'll go into discussion. And because of this issue being before the board prior and being through 3 different town meetings, I talked to several supervisors. Now I'd like to once again tell what I think would work best. We would let a representative of those opposed speak to the committee, give them 5 minutes. Let a representative of those for it, 5 minutes. And of course, let the person requesting the zoning permit speak for 5 minutes. And if that's acceptable with the board, I think that would be appropriate.
Somebody from the audience?
Yes, yes. We have a bunch of concerned individuals out here. If they'd like to pick a representative to speak for the opposed, and same thing with those that are for. Somebody from the audience, we'd listen to them for 5 minutes. They'd give us why they feel they want it. And we'd also listen, of course, to the person or entity that's requesting that.
I would like to be able to speak on, to explain why I voted no.
We will get that chance after we get done with all the people that are here. Then we'll come to the committee, and then each supervisor will get one opportunity, or if you take an opportunity to speak why you voted for or against, or why you think it should be voted for or against, everybody should get an opportunity before you speak the second time. Same thing, if everybody speaks twice, and the supervisor will wait his turn to speak the third time. And we're going to keep this conversation and this entire thing in a very, very professional manner. I don't want any accusations. We have people that are here to help us out. I want it very professional. So if that's okay with the board as a procedure, I think that will work for us to keep this thing moving. Sure.
If the petitioner gets to speak and somebody for it gets to speak, that's 2 for it, and then 1 person gets to speak against.
I would envision the petitioner speaking and describing what he's doing. But it's up to the board. Any objection to the petitioner speaking and somebody for him? Is the petitioner here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Paul made a good point. Since not everybody was to the full meeting, the open session, the public session and meeting, the rest of the board doesn't know what happened on the committee level, that the vote that took place and why the vote took place. So Gaylor then will ask him to brief us on what happened with your committee and what, the transition, whatever happened that day for your vote, okay? So, yeah, we can do that right now and then we'll go to the public.
The petition came up to approve the zoning change. The town board took a position of no objection. public hearing held with a lot of comment. At the end of the public hearing, and the committee discussion, the committee by a vote of 3 to 2 denied the zoning change.
Okay, so the town voted not to object, and then
The
the,
board had a position not to object.
and the committee voted 3 to 2 to deny. Okay, also, I think an opportunity for the, if there's any town board, like the 3 town board supervisors here, they should have an opportunity to explain why they voted, so I think we can give them time also.
Is this the procedure we're going to use from now on when like this? I don't think we did it with the town of Cleveland when we denied them. It seems like it's way out of what we normally do, is to have, you know, when I look, I guess that's the reason we have committees, and that's the reason we have public hearings. And if we wanna quit having committees, which I understand that the city of Blackwood Falls has, they meet as a committee of the whole, and they hear everything, and they always do that. That's another question. If we're gonna continue with committees, then are we going to have, when there's a contentious issue on a highway, have the whole public hearing redone again, even though the highway committee has already listened to that? I feel a little bit on the offended side. It sounds like we're going to allow another kick at the cat. The committee was split. I think that what we should be able to do is to explain to our brethren why we were split and what was the reasons for our votes. We had 2 public hearings. We voted on this 3 times. I think that plenty has been said.
Okay, Supervisor Chris, you haven't been to a lot of meetings where this place has been full, but sometimes they let more than 3 people speak. It's something that we need to address and give. I don't have to let anybody speak tonight if I don't care to, but I think it's only fair to let somebody from each side. And this does take place quite often in county government. And the final judgment will be here at the county board. And it's not that we're doubting your committee or anything like that, but it's an opportunity for all of us to get the facts and hear all the same things you heard. Yeah, some of that stuff I don't think anybody want to hear again.
Good information. That's why I wanted to be able to speak about how I came to my conclusion.
And you will have that opportunity when other people speak. I'm not denying you an opportunity.
Like I said, and I understand, but I have been in county government my entire career. And Wood County, I was there for 12 years. I don't ever remember taking any information from the public when there was a vote that came up. And to me, it feels like we're just rehashing it. And I guess if this is the way we're going to do it, then I would expect that in future things from every committee.
I guess,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to address the corporate councilman. This is not an unusual situation at all. The county board, full county board, has to approve all zoning issues of the zoning committee. So it is necessary that this be brought before the full county board, and they have the right to overturn, if they want, the decision of the zoning committee. Is that not?
That's correct. The final determination is by the county board. You know, what rules you set at this level is up to you to decide. If board members want to entertain comments, positions from those present, they certainly can. You're not required to. Board members can ask questions. The appropriate people are here to respond to those questions, if you respond to.
any other questions? Would the board like to continue on the suggested plan, or would you like to just go straight to the board members?
I think Marlon's got something over
Well, I feel we've already had a couple hearings and so forth, and I don't know, I don't think we should have to go through it again. That's my personal feeling. The board should make a determining factor. That's the way I feel.
Thank you, Ron. Anybody else? So, 2 now. And Supervisor Ransom, you feel we should?
Well, I hope that the majority of the board members, there's 19 of us here, feel that they are adequately informed, that they would, if they feel they aren't going to get anything more from this. They've all certainly received a good deal of information in opposition to this. Have they received adequate information for those who are? I'm not sure. That's my only contention about why we may want to bring.
Some of the information just was available today or this evening as we stepped in. Okay, we'll proceed with,
I have one more comment there, that in most cases, the committee will follow the wishes of the town board. This is a little bit unusual because the town board did not object to the selectors only change in the committee. So I would not have a problem hearing from the town board if they have any.
okay, well, Danny?
Yeah, I would kind of like to, you know, have the town board come forward, and I would like to know why they've changed their mind, their way of thinking.
Okay, well, let's proceed on to hearing the first scenario, those for, for and against, town board, and the person requesting the frac sand mine. We'll start with Soper, is it, I believe? You have 5 minutes, and we'll be real strict. You can make it short and sweet, or you can get cut off.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting the opportunity, but I'm grateful for it. I'm John Sofer, and I represent my 2 business partners, Greg Cashman and Doug Schmidt, and the Coulee Frac Sand. We purchased 130-acre property on County Road N last spring. And it's a property that's been in transition now for some time. We were able to get a good look at aerial photographs that show way back from the 1930s until now. One time it was a shale pit. It's currently this abandoned tree farm. It's recreational property. One of the things that's unique about this property is that it has an exposed rock outcropping. And, hundreds of people have probably driven by that site and saw that sandstone poking out of the hillside. Well, that sandstone happens to be a very valuable resource, especially in today's economy. And it's what it really is frac sand. And you probably all of you know what frac sand is. And it is a commodity that is largely responsible for the fact that natural gas prices have gone down over the last couple of years. But what that frac sand is used for is underground drilling, deep underground drilling for gas and oil reserves. And because of frac sand and this new technology, the United States is now a net exporter of natural gas. We have found and discovered enormous amounts of natural gas all over the United States. Some of you are familiar with the Bakken in North Dakota, Montana, and Canada. Some of this frac sand in this region goes into the Bakken. Some of it goes into Texas. Some fields, gas and oil fields that were once thought to be dormant have actually, they discovered that there's actually vast amounts of natural resources.
Since you only have a couple of
I know.
minutes,
I'll get to it.
get to the process of how you plan to mine.
All right, so we found frac sand. And And so, wanted to go through that process of changing the zoning. It really comes down to the meeting that took place just a couple of days ago at the town level. And we gave a second presentation. We were able to give a second presentation to the town, and the town board worked through that process and came to the conclusion that they would not oppose our zoning change. And so I guess, given that, typically the county zoning committee will follow that recommendation. In this case, they didn't, and they decided on a 3-2 vote to deny. And so we are asking tonight that the full board reconsider that and give us an opportunity to mine this very valuable resource on our property. And we just thank you for the opportunity to make that plea. Thank you.